Good evening and welcome to the channel. It is Jordan here. We're going to discuss round 18 and we're going to discuss the top 5 picks of the year. I have a top 10 list. I'll discuss the top 5. And yeah, I'm ranked 209, so I think that's fine. Hopefully maintain that rank, maybe get a bit higher, I hope. But yeah, scored 2,519. An okay score, I guess. Thank you, Tom Mitchell, is all I can say, because I had a lot of players below 80 this week. That's not what we want, but what can you do? So in defence was fine. Brought in Hurley for Sicily. Not really happy about this, as Hurley's played a little bit forward here and there. And yeah, he was kind of out of form, but he had a good week last week, so I brought him in. Kind of injury prone as well, so hopefully he holds up. It's only another 5 rounds. Hearn got reported. I don't think he did anything too wrong. It's just kind of awkward situation he was in. And Dude got knocked out. At least he was on the bench. Yeah, Tom Mitchell, unbelievable. Him and Gav will fight for the Brownlow, I think. Maybe throw in Cripps and possibly Gorn. I think he'll be out of those 4. I hope Tom Mitchell wins. I think he's so good. His tank is so big and he just runs all day. He doesn't stop. Even the last 2 minutes of the game, he got a goal and he had a clutch tackle. Not really clutch tackle, but a really strong tackle. But yeah, I love Tom Mitchell. Favourite player for Supercoach by far. Averaging 130, that's unbelievable. That's nearly Dangerfield. That is Dangerfield territory. Rucks were fine. I don't care about Ruckman. It's boring to discuss the Rucks. And forward line kind of sucked. Thank you, Devon Smith and Robbie Gray. The rest, forget about them. Now, we'll discuss the top 5 picks of this year. And I'll list the top 10. So 10 I have Canelio. He did miss a week, but 450k for 107 average. You take that every day. Yeah. If you didn't pick Canelio, then you would have been in trouble, I think, for ranking. I think all the top 10 have him, I think. Actually, I'm just guessing, I'm lying. Devon Smith, 440k he was, or 430k at the start of the year. 97 average, that's really good. You take that. Hasn't missed a game. And he's in form, so he might get to 100 possibly. Next I have Toby McLean. He's dropped a lot. He was averaging 110 earlier. But yeah, 470k, really low ownership, a lot lower than Devon Smith. So for that reason, I think he's a better pick. But he's slowing down at the moment. But yeah, big fan of Toby McLean. Yeah, he's been very good. So yeah, I like Toby McLean. He's really competitive. One thing I want to say about Toby McLean is like him and Joel Selwood and Shuey. I know they all duck, but they do it because they don't care what people think. They'll do whatever it takes to win. So they're real competitors, and yeah, it shows in the Supercoach scoring, because I think McLean's probably better in Dream Team, but he does butcher it a bit. But you know, he's a workhorse, so I love Toby McLean, great player. I won't be picking him next year, but yeah, he's been fantastic. And that went too long. Anyway, Justin Westhoff. Like Westhoff, durable, played throughout the buys, hasn't missed a game. DPP, really good pick. Jake Lloyd I have next. Probably should be higher actually, but yeah, he's been unbelievable. Had that stretch of the past 8 games averaging 120 or something. Yeah, he loves the cheapies, and I think Champion Data like him as well. I think yeah, he's overscored quite often, because I don't think he impacts games that much. As his Supercoach scores suggest. But yeah, he's been very good this year. Yeah, unbelievable from Jake Lloyd. And he was very cheap at the start of the year. Now, top 5. So I have James Sicily. Now I know this guy suspended twice and now he's injured. Like, that's not what we want. But 400,000 and the dual position swing, it was just so valuable. And you know, it saved me in round 1. It helped me get I think it helped me get Jake Lloyd in, I can't remember. But yeah, the DPP swing was just so helpful. for doing upgrades and downgrades and stuff like that. So for his price, and he's actually the number 1 forward at the moment by about 4 points. So yeah, Sicily, I think he's been fantastic. I know we have to trade him now, but yeah, unbelievably good pick. And you know, Clarko said in the preseason, you know, this guy's going to be all-time great or something like that. When Clarko says that, it's gospel basically. So yeah, it's a good pick. If you didn't have him, I think it would have been a problem for you. But yeah, tough one to pick, but good pick nonetheless. Great pick. Next we have Patrick Cripps. So he's 530k. He's averaging nearly 120. I didn't see this coming. I knew he was capable, but you know, all he's had is one good preseason. I think he's still 22 or 23, and yeah, he's been unbelievable. So especially with Carlton getting flogged every week, he's had to deal with tags as well. Hasn't missed a game, which I think is kind of surprising. But yeah, he's been unreal. Yeah, he's a shot at the Brownlow. Unfortunately, Carlton lost way too much, so that's unfortunate. But yeah, Cripps, value pick, unbelievably good pick. Now next we have Tom Mitchell. Now I know just about everyone has Tom Mitchell. Actually, pretty much everyone does, but not everyone started with him. At the start of the year, I saw a lot of teams have, do I go Tom Mitchell? Do I go Dustin Martin? And I was pretty firm on Tom Mitchell. Dusty's been probably a terrible pick for his price. I think he's gonna come home pretty strong though. But yeah, I think that's why he's number 3. Even though pretty much, I think his ownership was around 40% in round 1. But yeah, if you didn't pick Tom Mitchell at the start of the season, first 3 rounds he was averaging 150. That's almost the season over for you. So yeah, love Tom Mitchell. So he's been very good. Especially this week, you're getting captain scores. He's the captain. He's that guy that you want. He's the Dangerfield. So, yep. So number 3. So this is an interesting one. I think I have it as Clayton Oliver. Now I know he's averaging less than Cripps and Tom Mitchell, but the reason why is at the start of the year there was a whole heap of 600,000 midfielders. Sloan, Matt Crouch, Zorko, Merritt, Bontempelli, Pendlebury. A lot of these guys, probably not Bont or Pendlebury, but a lot of these guys completely fell apart. The 600,000 midfielders, Kelly got injured as well early on. They completely fell apart. And I had 2 of them. I had Matt Crouch and Kelly, and they both had to go early. So, but Oliver was the one who not only upped his average to 114, 115, but he's played every game. And all the other team, like if you picked Zorko at the start, if you picked Merritt at the start, you would have been in trouble. Like a lot of people traded him. The obvious move was to hold, I think. But yeah, it was, and yeah, Josh B. Kennedy as well. He was poor at the start of the year. So for that reason, Oliver was the guy that was able to back up last season when so many players couldn't do it. For that reason, if you tossed and turned between those 600k players, Oliver was in the mix. If you picked Oliver, then that's a huge win for you. I'm pretty sure his ownership was less than 5% as well. That is way too low. But yeah, Oliver's a great pick. He's a star. And apparently he plays like Fortnite, like a lot. So imagine if he didn't play Fortnite. Anyway, so number 1, it has to be Brodie Grundy. I think with the rucks, Steph Martin was a good pick. Goldstein's come good. But Nank's been okay. But other than that, Grundy, he's probably, you know, if you have Steph Martin and who's been the 3rd best ruck, I think, you know, over time, I think Grundy's probably netted you an extra nearly 200 points, 180 points. So that's huge. And especially at the start of the year, he was averaging 130. It's back down to 124, but yeah, Grundy I think is the number 1 pick this year. He's a star. I think a big reason as to why Collingwood are a lot better this year. So that's my top 10. Let me know what you think, who you picked, or who you think should be in the top 10 next week we'll do the top 5 worst. Should be fun. But that's all from me. Good luck. See you next week.